Hi, good barbers. Welcome to this new webinar. Today we are going to speak about resellers, the reseller offer, and how to become a reseller, how to make white label apps, and how to manage all the apps you are going to create with Good Barber. So before I begin, just a few words about the reseller offer. So this offer it was built for people who are going to build a lot of apps using Good Barber. So it can be agencies that create apps for their customers, or it can be regular customers that have several apps and they want to manage them more easily. So basically, the Good Barber offer for resellers is composed with three components. The first one is white label for apps created under this plan. Second is a new tool called the reseller dashboard that you're going to use to manage the apps you have created with Good Barber. And the third element is the pricing. It's a very simple pricing for resellers. You pay one fee every month or every year, and you can build as many apps as you can. So let's start now. How to become a reseller? This is our first question. So to become a reseller, you need to provide three things. It's very easy. First, you need to be an existing Good Barber user. It means that you need at least one project created with the Good Barber platform. Second, you need to give us the name of your agency. We call it an agency. You become an agency with Good Barber once we have created an account, a reseller account for you. So give us the name of what is going to be your agency. And third, you need to choose a plan. There are two plans, the monthly and the yearly. You need to tell us if you want to go monthly or yearly. Once it's done, we are going to build what we call the agency, and you will have access to a new tool that is called the reseller dashboard. And I'm going to show you right now how it looks. So let me share my screen. So the Good Barber dashboard for resellers, it is can be reached from this URL, goodbarber.com/reseller/manage. To log into this interface, you use your standard account ID and password, the same as you use to enter your Good Barber project. So I'm going to use mine. And I will enter my agency. As you can see in this example, I belong to several agencies because it's possible for one reseller to have several agencies and to manage several projects in different agencies. So now I am in my reseller dashboard. From this interface, I can see all the projects I have on the Good Barber platform. And what is very interesting is that I can see very quickly what is the publication status of my projects. For instance, here, this one, Good Barber News, is online on iOS since last December, and on Android since last January. You can see also the version number of the app that is published on the store, and also the revision number used to build your app with the Good Barber engine. This number is very important because based on what you see here, you will see if the app you're working on can use the last features of the product or not. If this number is too old, you need to rebuild your app and submit an update to the stores to have access to the last features we provide. When you have an app that is published and you have also a new version of the app that is in preparation to be updated, you can see this on this table. So for this app, for instance, you see that there is a submission in progress on Google Play to have a new release for this app. So that's the first screen you see when you enter your agency. And this table, from this table, sorry, you can jump into each backend without having to log again. So let's go to this project. I click on this line. And as you can see, I go directly to the backend of this project, and I can start working on this project. Second, in this interface, you have billing informations. You can see all the paid invoices linked to your agency, and also you can see all the pending invoices you have, and you can go and pay them directly from this interface. So a few words about invoices and how the reseller program works. When you start creating an agency, we ask you to give the number of what we call the alpha project. The alpha project will be the main project of your agency. By main project, I mean that this project usually is used by the agency to make demos, to test new features, and this project is never sold to a customer because the agency prefers to keep it for her so that she can make some tests and test new features and make demos. And this is the reason why we have chosen to link the invoicing system to this alpha project. So remember that among all the projects you have in your agency, there is one that will be used for billing purposes. And if you forgot to pay the bills linked to this project, all the projects of your agency may be closed. So keep an eye on this pending invoice menu in the reseller dashboard. I show it again to you. So keep an eye on this menu, pending invoices, so that you are sure that all your projects are live and running. Okay. Let's see now next menu in the reseller dashboard. There is a setting menu where you can manage parameters of your agency, and also you can decide to put new people, to give access to people of your team to this reseller dashboard. So usually you give access here from people in your agency, if you're a web agency, or for people who work with you and are able to customize the app, to build them and to manage them for someone else. Okay. So this was how to use the reseller dashboard. So let me sum up it very briefly. The first screen, you can manage and jump inside each one of your app and have a clear view of the status of each app. You can also have access to all your invoices since the agency was open, or you can filter them by months or years. You can see all the pending invoices and go and pay the bills directly from the reseller dashboard to be sure that none of your project will be closed. And you can go and set up some personal parameters of your agency. And I would like to stop a little bit here, because what you are going to do here is linked to making white label apps. So let's jump now on the new subject, how to make white label apps. First of all, let's compare what a regular customer of Good Barber sees and what a user of an app created under an agency sees. I'm going to launch two projects. Okay, this one is not white label. and this one is white label. Sorry, I would like to, yes, let's take this one. It will be a better example. Okay. So it starts with the logging screen. Regular users, they see the Good Barber logo when they want to log into the backend. When you have your agency, you can choose what logo, what images, what message will be put here when people will log into their backend. So let's say that you have built an app for a customer, and now you want to give access to your customers to the backend because your customer wants to send push notifications, want to see analytics. So you need to give access to the backend to your customer. First element you can set is this image, this welcome image that is shown on the logging screen. How to set up this image? It's very easy. You go to your reseller dashboard. On the settings menu, you see that here you can choose to put some personal images. The logo that will be shown on the login page, and also a default icon that is shown inside the backend if there is no icon for the app. Because let's now log in, you will see the differences. So here I log into a backend that is not white label. You see that there is the Good Barber logo here because this app has just been created, so I didn't set up any icon or splash screen here in the design menu. Okay. Now let's log into this one, and no need to type my credentials because if I go to my reseller dashboard, I can jump inside this project very quickly. So here you see that there is my agency logo here, and also here on the bottom of the main menu column, the Good Barber logo has disappeared. Here it is because it's not a white label backend. Here it doesn't show anymore. Okay. So to set up those two visual elements, it's in settings, logos. Now let's speak about the newsfeed and the social networking. I'm going to open a new project, this one. Because as you know, when your app is created and published, the dashboard is different because the dashboard when your app is live and running gives you information about what's new on the Good Barber platform. And you see here all the messages we post in our blog. We do this to inform our users of the new features that we release, of what happens into the company, and so on. And also we give links to our social networks. You can do the same with your agency. If you go here in the settings of your agency, you can put the URL of a news feed, an RSS feed, that will be used here to put your news. So your customers will be able to see your news if you want to. If you don't want to put your news inside your customer's backend, don't put any RSS feed and turn off the newsfeed option. The same for social networking. If here you put the URLs of your profiles in those social networks, you will be able to display them here in your customer's backend. So let's see how it looks like when it's live. What I'm going to do, I'm going to link this project, webinar.goodbarber.com/manage, to my reseller agency. To do this, I need to be sure that this project was created with the account ID that belongs to my agency. Okay? If it is the case, if this project was created with the account ID that is used to enter your reseller dashboard, from the apps menu, if you use the green button, add an app, you will be able to retrieve the webinar project, this project, and all the projects created with the same account ID, and add them into your agency. Let's do this now. So now I have added the webinar project into my agency, and if I go back and refresh the page, you see that the Good Barber logo here has disappeared. There is one link to a social network, to Twitter, and this is my personal account and no more the Good Barber Twitter account. And let's check that in the settings in the reseller dashboard. You see that here there is my personal account. And as for the newsfeed, I put a feed, but I made the mistake. I didn't verify that it was working or not. So let's assume that I don't want to put any newsfeed in my customers' backends, and this is what they see. They see only events related to the app and no events related to the agency life, in fact. So those are elements you need to set up in order to make a white label app. There are two other things you need to focus on to be sure that your app will be 100% white label. The first one is the URL used to access the backend. As you can see here, I've added one app into my reseller dashboard, but to access the backend of this app, I'm still using the Good Barber domain. To avoid this, you need to install in the publish menu HTML5 a domain name to access this backend. Okay, so this process is detailed in the online help, and it's not very difficult. And once it's done, your backend will be available from your own domain. So in this project, you see that I access my backend from another domain, which is not related to Good Barber. And by adding /manage at the end of this domain, I access my backend. Okay. So this is the first important thing you need to do. Every time you create or you link a new project to your agency, you need to go and set up in the publish submission HTML5 menu a custom domain in order to remove the access from the Good Barber domain. Next, you need to focus on something else, which is setting my account team. You are going to give access to your customers to this backend. So in order to be sure that this access would be white label, we have created a new profile in users that is called the user profile. So there is two now account types, the administrator account type and the user account type. The user account access is a restricted access to the backend. You can select which menus your customer will be able to see, okay? So by default, if you choose the user type for this user, he will have access to the content menu, users menu with push and my user subpage, and audience menu with all the stats, the monetizations menu, and the promote menu, okay? You can uncheck a big menu, or you can just give access to some sub-pages in a big menu. It's up to you to decide what access you want to give to your customers. If this is too restrictive, you have another option. you can switch the customer to the administrator profile. This is what I'm going to do. And from here, you can give your customer more access to more pages. So let's say that my user is someone who is very comfortable with using the backend, and it's not a problem for me to give an access to the design menu. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm giving an access to the design menu. Maybe I would like my user to be able to make modifications in the app and push them without rebuilding and resubmitting an app to the stores. I can give him access to the update menu in the backend. If you look carefully, you see that next to some pages, there is the Good Barber logo. Here, 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 and here. Okay? When you see this logo, it means that if you give access to this page, it's possible that the Good Barber brand will appear in this page. So if you want to ensure a 100% white label experience to your customers, don't check those boxes, okay? And you will be sure that the backend will be 100% white label. Another mistake you need to avoid is to give access to your customer to the team page. The team page is the page we are working on right now. If you give access to your customer to this page, he will be able to see that he can have access to some pages where Good Barber will appear. So let's switch back to the user profile for this user. And now I'm going to log out from this backend and log with this user to see what he sees when he connects to the backend. So my customer can see the dashboard. Design menu, it's locked. Content, it's open. Publish, locked. Users, open because he needs to send push notifications. Audience, also opened. So you get the idea, you can restrict access to some parts of the backend. So let's switch back to my access with admin privileges. So here is basically what I wanted to show you with the reseller offer. And I think I'm going to jump now to the Q&A section to answer your questions. I saw that before the webinar, some of you put some questions. So now let's jump into the Q&A part of the webinar. So first question from Henry. The Android preview is extremely limited. It only provides the HTML5 version, and I can't view any embed HTML links. Is there another way to preview if the client uses an Android? So two answers for this question. Right now, what you can do is build the Android app, and before sending the app to Google Play, you have this review stage, review process you can enter so that you can test the app on an Android device. So when your app is built, you land on a page saying that your app is ready and you can test it on a phone. Read carefully what is stated in this page. In this page, we provide you with a link to the APK file of the app. And using this link, you can install the app with the APK file into your customer's Android phone, and it will be able to use the app and test it before it is released on the store. This is the first answer I have for you for this question. The second is that we are working now on a new version of My Good Barber, but for Android. So it will be released in a couple of days, and you will be able to use this My Good Barber app to preview the apps of your customers. And next question from Joshua. So can you add this feature? It's a link to a YouTube video. So I have, I saw the video just before the webinar, so I know what's behind this. The question of Joshua is it possible to have a map section with the geolocation of the user and what is around him? So as for today, our map section doesn't work like this, but we are working on it. I think in January, we are going to release the new map section where you will be able to position items around the location of the users. By items, it can be articles, videos, it can be items that are edited in other sections of the app. Another question from Daniel. Will we be able to provide support to our clients through the support section in the backend? So, as for support, I'm going to show you what happens for customers if they try to use the support from the backend. Let's share the screen. So here I'm logged as Jerome, and as I am the head of the agency, I'm able to post tickets to the Good Barber support. So here, from this backend, it's the relation between you, the reseller, and us, your provider for the solution. So if you have questions for a specific project, go to the backend of this project and open a ticket to the support, and the person in charge of your agency is going to help you and explain you how to solve the issue you're presenting. Now, in your customer point of view, so let's log out again and log with my customer. Okay, so now here, if I go to the support, the page is closed. The page is closed because it will, if the page was open, it would have opened a ticket to the Good Barber team. And the Good Barber team, there is a risk that we answer the ticket and the customer your customer won't understand why Good Barber is answering, because you are the reseller, you are the person who is charging for some service to create the app, and your customer is reporting directly to you to ask the questions. So as for now, technically, we don't provide you a solution to manage tickets. So you need to do this by email, by phone, or using a ticketing solution. But if there is a strong demand for a ticketing system inside your reseller dashboard, you will study the opportunity to provide something like this. A new question from Daniel. I'm using the test flight app for my native app beta testing. Can I do the same thing with Good Barber apps? So test flight is not supported with Good Barber. as for now. And what we plan to do is to create a white label My Good Barber app for resellers. So it's quite a big project. It won't be available in the next weeks. Maybe in Q1 2015, we will be able to provide My Good Barber in white label, and you will give access. You will ask your customers to download this app. You will be able to brand this app to your colors, and your customers will test directly your work on this app. There is another question from Joshua. Here is a 30-second video of my question. Sometimes it's easier for me to show them than to tell. I didn't have the time to see the screencast, so I don't know what it is. I will answer you later after the webinar. So next question from Joshua. Are there any marketing documents, resources, videos, and contracts available? That's a good question. So as for today, we provide you with a tool. And in terms of producing documents, videos, and stuff like that, we have chosen to focus on producing things for you. You are our customers, resellers. So we are going to make webinars. We are going to build detailed online helps. We have already begun. You can see there is a new section in the online help called resellers, where you can find useful information to know how to add an app to your reseller dashboard, how to make a white label app, how to manage invoicing and billing. We didn't plan yet to give you some marketing documents you can use to pitch your customers and make them make an app with you. If we have the time, maybe we are going to do it, but I can assure you now that it's something that will be made very soon. New question from Daniel. Can we edit the restricted page to show a support email? As for today, this page cannot be edited, but it's a very good request. Based on the feedback I'm going to get today, I'm going to make I'm going to make a new release of the reseller dashboard. So what I want to do is to make you what is missing as for me now in the reseller dashboard is the place where you can fill some information so that your customers can reach you by email, by phone, by Skype, whatever, so that they can get in touch with you and speak about their project. So it's not something that is very long to modify, and I will give this feedback to the team so that we can add this feature very quickly. So let's talk about test flight again with a question from Daniel. No, it's not possible to test Good Barber apps with test flight. You can test Good Barber apps using the My Good Barber app that is available for free on iTunes. Okay, guys, I see that there is no more questions. I suggest we keep the conversation in the comments in the Google Plus page if you have other questions. And I say you bye-bye and see you on the next webinar.